In the original Star Wars trilogy, Boba Fett only has a total of 4 lines of dialogue.
As you wish. He's no good to me dead. What if he doesn't survive? Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
5 if you count. But he nevertheless became one of the most iconic Star Wars characters of all time. Pretty much on par with the main characters.
Are those the limited edition action figures?
What's a diorama?
This is the sideshow, where special side characters get the attention that they deserve. And today, I want to take a look at Boba Fett and determine what made him stand out. And I know what you're thinking. I know what everybody's thinking. It's the outfit, isn't it? Well, yes. Thanks for watching. No, but seriously, the design of Boba is definitely a key element to his success that shouldn't be understated, and we will get to it in a moment. But a cool outfit alone, of course, doesn't make a character. At least, not entirely. Take somebody like Captain Phasma, for example, who was supposed to replicate Boba in the Disney trilogy. She was also given a unique design and even had similar behavior, but I think it's fair to say that she couldn't replicate Boba's presence at all. Anyway, Boba's famous design was created before the character himself. It was oriented after alternative designs of Darth Vader and was originally meant as a uniform for elite stormtroopers, which is why the first costume they made was black and white. Due to budget constraints, they dropped the idea of the elite stormtrooper force and instead turned the suit into the armor of a bounty hunter, which is how Boba Fett the character was born. This was all after the first Star Wars film, but still 2 years ahead of Empire Strikes Back, which gave George Lucas a unique opportunity. He could tease this new mysterious villain character in order to generate hype and curiosity around Empire Strikes Back, which is exactly what he did, and it worked out magnificently. Boba Fett was shown on a local parade, and in the infamous Star Wars holiday special,
Chewbacca suspected all along there was something bad about Boba.
How did you know, Chewie?
May I quote directly, sir? He just didn't smell right.
and he was turned into a highly popular action figure, all still 2 years before Empire Strikes Back came out. Similar to Darth Maul and General Grievous, the hype surrounding Boba was gigantic, even before he had his first live-action appearance, because he existed in the grander sphere of hype surrounding Star Wars. He thrived off the context he existed in, which stayed true for his appearance in Empire Strikes Back as well. The major reason for why Boba Fett worked so well in this movie is Darth Vader and their relationship. At the point of Boba Fett's introduction, Vader is built up to be the cruel and unrivaled villain everybody is rightfully scared of, including the staff of the Empire. Then Boba Fett comes along, a self-employed outsider who's shown to have a history with Vader and the Empire.
No disintegration.
His answer is surprisingly fearless.
As you wish.
And later, Boba even dares to argue with Vader, something nobody else is able
What
to.
if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me.
The Empire will compensate you if he dies.
Which makes it clear that Boba Fett and Darth Vader treat and see each other as equals. This simple characterization, again 4 lines of dialogue, elevates Boba to the same level as Vader. He sucks Vader's evil and intimidating aura up like a sponge, which worked perfectly at the time because he otherwise was a blank slate the audience knew next to nothing about. The only other significant thing we learn about Boba in Empire Strikes Back is that he's incredibly capable of what he's doing. He follows the Millennium Falcon after it tricked a Star Destroyer, he spots Luke in the hallway of Cloud City, and he ultimately succeeds in capturing Han Solo. So he really earns his place next to Darth Vader in this film. Which is why so many fans were upset he was thrown away in Return of the Jedi. Yep, it was a really unceremonious ending to the character, and George Lucas later stated that he regretted his decision to kill him off like that. He supposedly didn't realize at the time that Boba was that popular.
Had I known he was going to turn into such a popular character, I probably would have made it a little bit more exciting.
Which is a questionable statement. As I've said, Boba Fett was beloved by fans from the get-go, so I honestly don't know what Lucas was thinking. In the end, It seems like he wanted to make up for the goofy death by giving Boba a backstory in Attack of the Clones.
I wanted to tell this little story of Boba Fett, you know, that there was a relationship between stormtroopers and Boba, but ultimately Boba would have been too old, so I made him Boba's father, which was the clone that started the stormtroopers.
But the reception to young Boba was mixed. I'm personally pretty neutral on that. On one hand, I think it would have been better to keep him and his motives more mysterious. But on the other hand, I liked Jango Fett and Boba's appearances on Clone Wars when I was a kid. So, you know, eh. Regarding the Disney Plus show or the books surrounding Boba, I don't have an opinion at all, because I didn't consume any of it. But from what I've heard, Disney fumbled the bag. Of course they did. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. I think what's interesting about Boba Fett is everything up to and including The Empire Strikes Back. The takeaway is that the context of a character can be as, if not more important than the characterization itself. If there already exists a highly anticipated franchise with well-established characters, sometimes a cool look is enough to create another iconic character if you know how to place him. That applies to most prequel villains as well, and it also explains why nobody cares about Captain Phasma. The context she exists in is something we're all trying to forget.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
I think that's all there is to say about Boba. I've already made 2 other videos about Star Wars if you're interested, and I would certainly recommend my other sideshow videos. I'm really happy how this miniseries turned out so far. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a nice day.